Hello and welcome to Spartanburg County Public Library's Nonfiction Book Talk. Today we are focusing on powerful women, empresses and queens. They were not always nice and sometimes they did horrible things, but they had agency and they make for fascinating reading. First up is the Empress Dowager Cixi, the concubine who launched modern China by Zheng Chang. She is possibly one of my favorite government leaders. She started her career as a low-ranking consort of the Emperor Xianfeng, and she only moved up in rank when she gave birth to his first and only son. When the emperor died, their 5-year-old son inherited the throne, with 8 government ministers acting as regents. And this is where it gets interesting. Working with the Empress Cheyenne, Xianfeng's widow, and other imperial relatives, Cixi orchestrated a nearly bloodless coup and ousted the regents. She and Empress Cyan ruled as co-empress dowagers and became the new emperor's regents, and Cixi became the power behind the throne. She was a political force for the next 47 years. She introduced the railroad to China, established and strengthened military and diplomatic ties overseas, modernized the Navy and the civil service exam, and established universities designed to prepare Chinese citizens for the modern world. Under her leadership, China became a rich and powerful country. When her son died without an heir, Cixi chose his successor, the 4-year-old son of her sister and Prince Chun. Emperor Guangxu's youth allowed her to continue ruling as regent for another 12 years. And then, citing his youth, she prolonged her regency for several more years. So she held on to that power. Their relationship was fraught. She had the loyalty of the court, and he was frequently bypassed when it came to making decisions, and he did not appreciate this. After the disaster that was the First Sino-Japanese War, Cixi placed the emperor under house arrest. She was the real power in China until the end of her life. She saw the nation through the Boxer Rebellion and the invading forces of the 8-Nation Alliance. She tried to keep the peace between various religious groups, and she kept trying to modernize China's military. She was far from perfect. She appropriated money from the Navy, murdered one of the Emperor Jiangzu's concubines, and she did everything she could to hold on to power. She was also the subject of malicious gossip and was frequently scapegoated whenever an emperor did something stupid. She was open-minded and capable, and reading about her is a great introduction to a transitional period of Chinese history. And that is the Empress Dowager Cixi, the concubine who launched modern China by Zheng Chang. Next up is Empress, the Astonishing Reign of Nur Jahan by Ruby Lau. Starting with the cover, this is a fun book. You can see that she just looks so delightfully judgmental, like she's at a party and everybody else is wearing something horrible. Or she's the empress of the Mughal Empire and there are coins minted in her name. The only empress to be so honored. Nur Jahan's name means light of the world, and she was most definitely the light of the Emperor Jahangir's world. He adored her. Their marriage was scandalous because she was a widow, and there were plenty of people who resented her power. She was educated, intelligent, and strong. She was a master hunter and regularly went after tigers. The Mughal emperor had just never seen a woman like her. My favorite part of the book is reading about her military rescue of her husband. When the emperor was captured by rebels, they kind of forgot that she existed. And she and a companion veiled themselves and crossed the river Jhelum to meet supporters and nobles loyal to her husband. She rallied the troops, mounted her war elephant, loaded her musket, and crossed the river. The fighting was vicious, men died, and the elephant was wounded. After realizing that she could not win, she stopped the battle and returned to her husband. They met in Kabul and fooled the rebel leader into thinking they were cooperating, all while planning their escape. He totally underestimated her. After she gained his trust, Nur Jahan organized and recruited 7,000 troops. She saved both the empire and the emperor and proved herself a highly competent and effective war queen. It's delightful. Once again, that is Empress, the Astonishing Reign of Nur Jahan by Ruby Lau. Our next book is a biography of Eleanor of Aquitaine by Marion Mead. Not only was she the Duchess of Aquitaine in her own right, she was also Queen of France and then later of England, and she never let anyone forget it. She was one of the most powerful women of the 12th century. She was not very nice. In fact, she could be absolutely awful, both by the standards of her time and by ours, which is kind of part of why I really enjoy reading about her. Like, it's awful, but I can't look away. After years of marriage to an incompetent twit with the personality of Wonder Bread, she had the marriage annulled. Immediately afterwards, she married the robust and lively Henry, Duke of Normandy, also known as Henry II of England. This passionate and volatile union produced Richard the Lionheart, Eleanor of Castile, John Lackland, and some other people. This book really explains Eleanor's force of personality and how she manipulated events to suit her purposes. She didn't concern herself with the delicate sensitivities of others, including close family members. She went on crusade dressed as an Amazon, may or may not have had an affair with her uncle, openly favored Richard over her other children, encouraged him and his brothers to rebel against their father, and was imprisoned for 16 years as a result. When her second husband died, she was immediately released and made it her business to influence events during the reign of Richard the Lionheart and John of Lackland. You could not keep Eleanor of Aquitaine down. She was called all manner of ugly names, falsely accused, well, maybe falsely accused of sleeping with her uncle, dressed as an Amazon, and was a huge supporter of the arts and literature. She could be loving, she could be vicious, but she was always interesting. And this book is, once again, Eleanor of Aquitaine, a biography by Marion Mead.